Hey everybody, this is Darksied Elite here, and I'm on quarantine right now. My job is pretty much closed down for the time being, and all because of this stinking virus. Now I extend out to all my subscribers and even people who come and watch. I hope that you're all safe and just take personal hygiene and, in all honesty, just live your lives. Go out, mingle outside, because if you start to stay in here for too long, you'll develop cabin fever and you're not going to be working. If you're not working, it's going to be worse and worse and worse. I personally believe go to work, and I mean, go to work if they will allow you to. Just take good, better care of yourselves. Do your personal hygiene, and you'll be perfectly fine. If you have the virus, yes, stay home. Do not pass it off. Wait till it passes. If it gets worse, go to the doctor. Make sure you're taken care of. Okay. But this is not what this is about. This is about some of the news I've been hearing. Um, um, I've also heard that WB has made an announcement that they're going to go in a different direction with Superman. That there's a possibility that Amy Adams is out, um, and possibly now Henry Cavill. Um, this is hard news. This is very hard news to hear from a super. I'm becoming a Superman fan again. I like Superman. I want to love Superman as much as everybody else, but I don't like the wholesome, non serious side of his storytelling, because if you don't take the character seriously, he's just gonna fall into another vacuum hole. What I believe, this is what I personally believe. I think that, and take this, and again, this is one of those things I would say is, this is my personal opinion. This is what I see, what's going on in the whole community as a whole when it comes to comic books, when it comes to the society itself. I think what Marvel did with their universe, it revitalized people on the fact that they want that wholesome, family oriented superheroes again. And I think that's what DC is trying to do, but I think that they're gonna fall themselves back into the Super Friends situation again, and it's gonna get corny, it's gonna get terrible. But I think that if they keep to the core of what the character is, like, here, think, personal note, Batman is not supposed to be a family oriented, family friendly character. He is a frightful creature in the night. That's what he's meant to be. Keep him that way. He's a detective. He's on the level of Sherlock Holmes. He was built off of Sherlock Holmes. He was also built off of the pulp noir, comic book genre, which is like Dick Tracy and the Spectre. Not the Spectre. I mean the Shadow. Um, Keep him like that. If you keep him like that, I think a lot of people will be like, oh, okay, because that's how the Batman that I know, and I'm perfectly fine with that version. I don't want Adam West Batman. And I think a lot of people don't want Adam West Batman. They can put Adam West up there. I have a lot of respect for what Adam West did in the 60s. But this is 2020. This is 2020. We are evolved past the point where we want that schlocky, silly, Batman. We don't want that. Kids don't want that. Um, um, so, in my personal opinion, if they keep to the core of the character, they're gonna get a lot of good out of it. Marvel is down a cliff. It is completely down a cliff. There's a lot of things I'm hearing about it. I saw on my Facebook. I'm gonna do a little bit more reading about it. But if it is what it is, then man, Marvel is in a very bad state. It's in very bad shape. They need another Stan Lee to walk in there and say, this is not what the original concept of these characters. Scrap it or you're fired. And I think they need to start doing that. Um, um, but we're also hearing a lot about, because of this, I'm not going to call it an outbreak. I'm calling it a pandemic. It's a pandemic. It's mass hysteria. Um, also, and the fact that CW has now scrapped all their shows for the next couple of weeks, that means that a lot of the episodes that they have already in store, we're gonna get those, and then they're automatically gonna go on to a spring, almost a month and a half break. So we don't know how long we're gonna get any of these shows, and that's mainly because, due to the facts that we got a mass hysteria going on now. People, now again, you guys could disagree with me, you guys can agree with me, or like I said before, you could disagree with me, but that's what this is. It is mass hysteria. Not everyone has this virus, not everybody. It has been very well quarantined here in the United States. It is hitting very badly over in Italy. I give my complete heart and soul to the people over there for what's going on over there. But they're an open country. They have very open borders, and people have been flying in and out of there left and right. However you want to see what's going on with this virus, I believe it came from China. A lot of the reports are saying it came from China. So I personally believe that China needs to pay for this. They need to really pay for this, and this is going to completely I think it's going to collapse China's global marketing economy, because it's gonna destroy it for a while. And I think they're going to go back to the way it was back in the 1950s and 60s for them. It's going to go very badly, because a lot of the goods that we have in the United States, a lot of the goods in Great Britain and Europe is all in freaking China. It's all made in China. And they've been trying to make themselves the global marketers for everything that's being created. And the United States made it happen. But because of the right types of leaders we got in our political field. Now, I'm not trying to say that Trump is doing a great job or a bad job. What I'm saying is he's doing something. He's not idling around. He's doing his job within the confines of what the law will allow him to do. And his executive privileges that are granted to him by us as the people of the United States. You could disagree with what he's doing. You could disagree with it. It doesn't matter. At least he's doing something. He's closing off travel bans. He's making a lockdown on the border. That's the thing that's keeping this contained. So basically, it's not going to get worse. People want to get here. No, get them out of here. We don't know if they have the virus or not, and they want a mass ran in here. We got people already trying to do a Walking Dead situation here in California. They're rampaging all in the stores, trying to grab as much stuff off the shelves as possible, spending up their life savings just so they can have food for the next month, because they think that everything's gonna be a lockdown. People believe that the government's gonna lock everything down. They're not gonna do that. The government is not going to do that. The president is not going to allow that to happen. This man believes in the economy. He believes that we can persevere past this. He wants people who are not sick go out and go to work. He wants people that go live their lives. If you're sick, definitely stay home. Stay home. Do appropriate hygiene, like I said before. So those are the things that's really making it very tough for us here, and myself. I want to go to work. As much as I would love to make a lot of videos for you guys, I want to go to work. I want to be able to make money. I'm very privileged with the job I have. I'm very privileged with the company I work for. Now, personal note, I can cash in my PTO. I can cash in all my PTO and be out for the next month if I wanted to. I can. That's within my privilege. I can do that. I cannot work for a whole month right now, and I don't want to. I want to go to work. I want to be able to go get up and go to work and be able to commingle with people and create social connections with people. That's the great thing about us as human beings. But what does this have to do with the DC? Now, like I said before, this mass hysteria, this pandemic is affecting a lot. We're not going to get a lot of new shows from the DC spectrum. They're closing it all down. A lot of production, The Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, all their CW shows are not canceled. They're just put on hiatus for the time being. So that means I personally believe the next 3 episodes we're gonna get 3 consecutive episodes, and then we're done. That's what I think that's how far they're up to. I think we're gonna get maybe 3, at most 4. We're not gonna get a lot. Now, who knows? I mean, that's one of the things of who knows. Now, when it comes to the movie side, we're gonna get a lot of productions on hiatus. Batman is on hiatus. They basically put it on hold. Wonder Woman 84 is gonna be complete. It's in post production right now. They're trying to get everything ready, but it's gonna be delayed because people are not the visual the visual people are basically taking care of the movie, and they're not working right now, so that movie's going to be halted. um Now there's news about the Flash. Now they're talking about that it's gonna be Mirror Master and the Reverse Flash gonna be the main villains of the movie. I don't want that. I don't want Reverse Flash anywhere near this movie. I want Mirror Master. Beautiful. Be great to do Mirror Master. Mirror Master, and I would say the first villains we should have in the movie, in my honest opinion, should be Captain Cold and Heat Wave, and the second movie should be the Rogues, and then the third movie should lead into Eobard coming. That's how this movie should be. It should not be sequential that it's the third movie is going to be Eobard. No, I don't want Eobard. The third movie should be Gorilla Grodd. Gorilla Grodd can hold a movie. He can easily hold about 3 or 4 episodes of the TV show Flash. I think that they do him right, he can hold a whole movie by himself. Gorilla Grodd is a phenomenal villain, especially if he's done very, very well. Now, those are the links I would do, and I would say Eobard Thawne should come in, and then if they decide they want to do a fourth one, that's when they do Eobard Thawne. Eobard Thawne should come in on the fourth movie. Don't do Eobard Thawne in the first movie, because then one or two things are going to happen. Either they're going to kill him, where he's going to quote unquote die, and people are going to go, really? And honestly, I don't want the predictableness. I don't want it to be Eobard Thawne in 1, 2, and 3. And we're having these side villains that they can easily hold the movie. The Rogues can hold the movie by themselves. The Rogues alone, which is Captain Cold, Heat Wave, the Trickster, Jesse James, the first Jesse James, Mirror Master, and Captain Boomerang. Oh, and Pied Piper. You can have 6 villains in a whole movie with the Flash, and they're all trying to kill him to try to basically get him out of the way. And you realize that all of this was planned by Captain Cold to make sure that he can pull off the greatest heist to ever happen in the world. The greatest heist. It will landmark him as the greatest thief in the world if he pulls this off. But it all comes down to the fact is he created the Rogues to make everybody look at the Rogues instead of him. And he made himself the hero. He made himself the leader of the Rogues. And everybody's in there going, what's going on with Captain Cold? And he goes, oh, wait a minute. He's a Leonard Snart. He's a thief. Oh, wow. We got to figure out what he's doing. Boom. That's the storyline. Captain Cold, Leonard Snart, created the Rogues to make everybody look at the Rogues that they're trying to kill the Flash, and he's pulling off the greatest heist ever. The greatest heist. And you're like, wow, that'd be a great story. And it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense to Leonard Snart. It makes a lot of sense to the Flash and the Rogues. And they all have a personal beef against this dude. They all have a personal beef. So I would really like to see that. That would be really cool. And I would like to see the originals. Sam Scudder. No, I'm sorry. Sam Scudder. Sam Scudder as the original. Jesse James as the original. Oh man, I forgot the original. Oh my god, I forgot the original Pied Piper. Oh man. I forgot the original Pied Piper's real name. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, I'm a DC guy. Okay, I can look it up. Let me look it up for you guys, because that's gonna bother me for a bit. Let's see. Let me see. Yep, Hartley Rathaway. Yeah, Hartley Rathaway. I would love it. I would love it if they do the Pied Piper in the movie and they make him close to how he is with the flute, and he used the flute to create hypnotic, mesmerizing, and also sonics. That'd be great. He has sonic technology, and he could blow the flute like this, and use a lute. It's like, dude, he could do a lot of stuff. He's a musical genius. You could do all that stuff. He has great abilities, and it would be phenomenal if they do him right. Pied Piper is one of my underrated favorite villains for the Flash. I love the Pied Piper. He's really, really good. He's a really good villain for the Flash, because no matter how fast the Flash is, he has to hear. He has to hear. So if you can attack him if you could take away one of his senses, which is his hearing, and distort his own his faculties, No matter how good he is, he's screwed. That's why Mysterio, in my personal opinion, is one of Spider-Man's most dangerous villains. Mainly because he can distort his own physical vision. But his spider sense will always make sure that his awareness is always where everything is truly at. That's why he has to trust his spider sense. But you can create a completely real hologram, and it can physically hurt Peter. It can physically hurt him because it can create a fist and pop him and throw him all over the place. But it's a hologram with hard light technology. That'd be great, dude. I mean, Mysterio is a dangerous villain for Spider-Man. Same goes for Pied Piper. He's very dangerous. Because no matter how fast he is, dude, Pied Piper can hit a note, and that's it. I'm sorry, not Peter. Wow. Barry is screwed. So is Wally. He's screwed. They're screwed because they have to hear him. If they hear what he's doing, they're like, oh crap. They have to move fast, and they can't hear what's going on. They have to put their ear. They have to turn the sonics off. Turn off their hearing and just use their other senses. It's like those are great stories if they're done very well. But more about this whole situation. This sucks. This sucks so bad. I really, really wish that people just, I understand you're scared. There's misinformation out there. Some people think that it's more than a flu. It is a flu. It's basically another grade of a flu. All right. If you get it, go to the doctor. Make sure you're taken care of. Go to the doctor. If the doctor says it's just a regular seasonal flu, go home. Then go home. You could ask for the coronavirus kit. He has to test you. If you're negative, walk away with a regular flu, cover yourself, go home, tell your work, and get better, and then go back to work. But if you're fine, you don't have to do anything except your regular hygiene. Just do your regular hygiene as normal and move on. The problem with a lot of people that I feel right now is they're misinformed and they're scared because they're hearing that more people are infected. Okay, but how many people have died? Not many people. It's a very small percentage of people. It's the logical way of saying it. And I know that it sucks. People are like, hey man, that person died. I say, yes, that person has died. And my heart goes out to that person. But that's one person out of 100 million, over 300 million people. There's almost close to almost 380 million people here in the United States. And we've not had that many cases of death of this. Now, that sucks. And people are listening to Hollyweird types, and they're telling you need to stay home and no. If you're fine, go to work. If you're fine, live your life. Do not listen to these people. These people are making millions of dollars. They're making millions. Listen, Tom Hanks, despite how a lot of the stuff that I've heard, he's a really good guy. He's still a good guy. And I don't wish for anybody to get killed from this disease. I really don't want that. But he has millions of dollars. He went to quarantine. He's fine. He says it just feels like the normal flu. Idris Elba said the same thing. Him and his wife caught the damn virus. You know what they're doing? They're staying home. They're using their money to make sure that they get better. Because guess what? They want to go to work. They want to go back and make movies. So does Tom Hanks. They don't want to stay home for months. They don't want to. That makes them lose money. They'll lose a lot of money. You really believe that all these movie studios are going to want their stars to stay home? No, they're going to want them to get better, get back to work. Let's make money. The problem is that the regular people out there like myself and even you, we're making this worse because we're not going to go out and socialize with others. Because we're scared that they have the damn virus. If a person has a mask over their face, I'm gonna chuckle about it, but I'm gonna say, hey, they're taking care of themselves. All I gotta do is just have a small bottle of Traveler's hand sanitizer in my pocket and just wipe my hands down. Go to the bathroom, put some soap on your hands, just do this and go and wipe your hands down and go do something. That's it. That's all you gotta do. Just clean your hands. You don't have to shake hands with people anymore. Just kind of do a this or a wave. That's it. You don't have to say, hey man, People, and a lot of people understand. Me, I don't care. I'll shake your hand. There you go. Go. Bye. That's me. That is me. But I wipe my hands down. The moment they leave, I wipe my hands down. At work. I'm done. I'm good. You gotta do stuff like that. This stuff we should have been doing in the first place, but people are flipping out. And now, the things that we escaped from, TV shows and movies, it's all being halted for months. Because we're scared and we're passing off our fears on the others. Again, if you're sick, if you have the a lot of things that they're warning people about, like if you have respiratory issues, if you have asthma, if you have diabetes, and you are more susceptible to this disease, I understand your fear. I understand. But here's the thing: you've always had diabetes. You've always had an autoimmune immune disease. Are you gonna allow? Again, you live with it for how X amount of time. Go live your life. Just take better care of yourself. Put a mask over your face and go. Just go commingle. And make people know, say, hey, no. I don't have the virus. I just want to take care of myself. Ease other people. Don't just walk in looking like you're from the movie Outbreak and sit down and basically try to and think that everyone's gonna think that it's fine. Most people are not. They'll be like, hey, dude, does this guy have the disease? Hey, get the heck out of here. If you let the servers know, or the people at the bar know that, hey, I don't have the disease. I just want a beer, or I want a piece. I just want some food. I'm not gonna do anything wrong. They'll be like, oh, okay. And guess what? Those waitresses will walk around and tell other people, like, hey, no, calm down. He just doesn't have the disease. He might have something else going on. He just wants to come in. People are like, oh, okay, there's no problem. And they're gonna go back they're gonna go back. But if you're sitting there eating your food and you're going and start coughing all, people are like, oh, yep, I'm done, and they're gonna leave. That's the problem. That's the problem that I'm seeing. Now, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But that's not what I'm seeing out there right now. There's a lot of people I see elderly people who walked in my store and they're laughing about this. They're laughing about this. They're like, this is stupid. And I go, I understand. I completely understand. But this is the reality right now. This is the absolute reality that we're in right now. People are so scared that they're going to get this disease and they don't know what to do about it. I go, dude, it's a flu. It's basically a much more powerful version of the flu. Just, I don't know, wash your hands, do your daily hygiene, and go to work. Go to work. And a lot of things I'm hearing also, I mean, like I said, a lot of this stuff, this coronavirus, it's taken away from our leisure time. It really is. We are so powerful as a country right now that we are capable, a lot of us are capable of taking days off from our work, and that's because of a strong economy. Now, again, however you want to look at the political status that we're in right now, if you hate Trump or like Trump, it doesn't matter. But imagine if we were let's say the Dow, or how we are right now is right now, and we got hit with this virus. Imagine how worse it would be. Imagine if we had if Trump didn't even do the travel bans and there were people just flying in all over the place trying to get themselves a testing kit because we got the most testing kits. What if we didn't have a border and people from unknown countries are just flying up in here because they want our medical? Imagine that. That's the reality of it. And that's why I support what they're doing. I don't have to my whole thing is, you don't know if I like Trump or hate Trump. What I'm doing is I'm supporting his decision of what he's doing to protect his country. And you should respect that too. Like, hey man, we could be in a whole lot worse shape if people just are flying up in here left and right. And that's why I'm saying is all this mass hysteria, this panic is causing it to get worse and worse and worse. And now our leisure time, which is the stuff that we can escape from, is getting completely taken away because movie stars, TV show stars, they got to protect their investments. They are the investment and they got to protect it. So they're going home. And now we're screwed. We're screwed. Again, that's the reality of it. Now we're not going to know very much of the Batman. We're not going to know very much of Wonder Woman because they're going to halt all that stuff. Now this whole thing with Henry Cavill, they're going in a different direction of Superman. Now on my Facebook, there's DC Vigilante. He was the one gentleman. He was the one. I believe he was Scottish. He had a YouTube station here, and I think he canceled his YouTube station. I haven't seen very much of it. He did a lot of talks, and I there was a lot of stuff I disagreed with what he was saying, but he said something, and I personally agree with. This is the time now where we, as the Snyder Cut fans, we should start doing another campaign to say, hey, we want Henry Cavill back. We want Henry Cavill. We want Amy Adams back. We want the cast back. This is not fair. This is not fair. And this is not right. You're listening to the wrong fans out there. We're the fans that stuck with all of you. We're the ones that actually want this Snyder Cut. We're the ones that are going to spend our hard-earned money. Anybody who says, oh, I'm a huge Superman fan and I hated what Snyder did. Okay, why? Well, he needs to be smiling. Have you read a Superman comic ever? He goes, yeah, I read this. Then you missed the whole point of the whole comic. There's a lot of times in Superman comics, he was forced on a lot of things, his ideals in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. A lot of stories. Those are his best stories. The stories where he's just smiling and just saving people's lives, you get that from a Saturday morning cartoon. You get that at everything. Now, what Donner did was he took it a little bit darker, but he still kept that whole wholesome attitude. Now, that's what Snyder did. He took it even more. He took a very dark world and put Superman in the middle of it. And he made him a shining beacon. The guy saved the whole freaking planet. It doesn't matter what the heck happened on the planet. He has saved the planet from his own people. If Superman was dark, he wouldn't have done it. He would have probably joined Zod. He'd been like, hey, wait a minute. I don't know these people anything. But he took a chance on humanity. And you got Amy's character. Who's you got her Lois Lane. She's now in the middle of all of this, and she's attracted to this man. She knows this guy has the power to destroy a planet, but she loves him because he's human. She could feel his emotions, especially when he told her what happened to his father. But anybody goes off of the whole situation about the fact that he didn't save his dad. Okay, what? But still. In the first Superman movie, in the Donner movie, Clark could have picked his father up and ran him over to the hospital in a moment. He could have ran him to the hospital, but he didn't. He just watched his dad just die from a heart attack. The moment he was sitting there gripping his chest, he'd be like, oh, nope. Grabbed him and ran. No one was around. He could have showed up and said, my dad's hurt, help me. And then they'd be like, hey, okay. And he could have sat his father down outside of the hospital, ran in real quick and said, hey, my dad's having a heart attack, please help. They probably would have saved him. You never know. But the whole point of that was he was put in a position where he could not save his father. Now, they were showing in Snyder's version that he wasn't ready for that. He was not ready to showcase his powers because he just illustrated about a few minutes ago that he was being selfish. He wasn't looking at, he deep down did not believe that he deserved to be a farmer. But he was a teenager at the time. He was a teenager. But walking around the planet, looking at the planet Earth, he started to realize that his dad was right. He was not ready. But he was still saving people's lives. He didn't have to save that oil rig. He didn't have to do anything. He could have just watched them all die. But he didn't. He got over there, saved people's lives. He didn't have to save that girl from almost being molested by that trucker. He didn't have to do that at all. He did it because he was a good guy. Those are the small little things. And a lot of us kept pointing it out, but others did not. They were seeing him as Superman. And it's like, no, he was not Superman. That was Clark Kent in a suit trying to save the planet. He wasn't Superman yet. So I want to end this. I hope that a lot of us get together. I hope that I'm here. I hope I hear that they're going to do another campaign for Henry Cavill. I think a lot of us should send Henry Cavill some notes and say, hey, man, I hope that this doesn't happen. You are my Superman. You are the Superman for this generation. And this generation either needs to get with it or move out of the way, because that's what Marvel did. They completely changed Tony Stark. That was what Robert Downey Jr. did in all those movies. That wasn't Tony Stark. I don't care what anybody says. That's not Tony Stark. How Chris Evans was acting throughout almost half of that MCU was not Captain America. That was not Captain America. Captain America would not give up like that. He would never give up. He would never give up on his friends. He would never give up on his country. He would never do it. The only time he would ever do it unless he knew that there was some, like what happened with Hydra. That's what will break the foundations of Captain America, because he's a foundation of American ideals. That was not Thor. What they did was not Thor. And they stuck with it. They stuck with it. DC needs to do the same thing. We need to stand up for this. Henry Cavill and Amy Adams deserve to have a future set of movies. They need to stand up and say, hey, you know what? As much as how the fans did not like Snyder's version of Superman, there was something going on with that. And I think that we need an opportunity to actually come forward with something, because eventually Henry Cavill can grow discern and go, you know what? If this is not going to go any further, then, I mean, he's going to get too busy. He won't be able to come back. And Amy Adams will love to come back, but I won't see Amy Adams unless she's with Henry Cavill. Amy Adams is gorgeous. But no, I refuse. And if anybody tries to tell me that, oh, well, give this new guy a shot, I'm not. Because I know the direction they're going to go. They're going to go with the Richard Donner type of Superman. And I don't want that. I'm sorry, I don't. I will not watch it. I won't watch it. My buddy Derek will not watch it. Hawk will not watch it. He will not watch it. We're done with that version of Superman. Let's move Superman into a very new direction. And what Snyder was doing was he was building him to become that Superman we all know and love. And they didn't want that, because fans out there that basically made sure that they told DC what they wanted, and DC caved. They caved. Now, we as the fans who want the Snyder Cut, we as the fans who want Henry Cavill to stay, and Amy Adams, hell, I want Lawrence Fishburne to come back. I want that guy that played that dude in the first Man of Steel. I want him to come back. The girl that was Jenny, I want her to come back. I want the cast to come back. I want Diane Lane. I want Diane Lane to come back. Hell, I want Kevin Costner to come back. I want these cast members to come back and just give us a further telling of that story. That's all I want. Let's build him back up. Let's get back to the ground floor. Because if they give us another Richard Donner versus Superman, it's going to make a lot of money. I'm going to tell you right here now, it will make a good amount of money, but it won't be regarded as the best Superman. A lot of fans will be like, nope, I'm good. It's the same Superman. The same thing. And they say, well, this is much true to the comics. Donner wasn't true to the comics. He stated it. He was never true to the comics. Never. Never true to the comics. He took some liberties, huge amounts of liberties. Snyder was way closer to the comics. He took way more care to the comics than you realized. You just don't remember because you were more focused on Superman saving kittens from trees. I was looking at the character of Superman. I was looking at the fact is this is an alien with the powers to bench press a planet, and now he has to go around squishy humans. How he's going to interact, how he's going to be able to have the time with a person, how he's going to be romantic with a woman, how he's going to be able to do stuff like that. He has to hold back massively. He has to hold back 99.9% of his true powers, or he will kill somebody. And no one understands that. They don't understand that because they think that's inconsequential. Really? And that's why I said in the previous video that literally what Snyder proposed was the gag. It's the gag. It is the complete gag of the whole thing. He proposed that people don't like change. They don't like it. And look what happened. They changed Superman. And not many people liked it. But you're gonna have people that are gonna. But over time, people will join you in the sun, and he did. He brought people together, and they joined Henry Cavill's versus Superman into the sun. But we didn't get that because we were robbed of the Snyder Cut, and that to me is the worst tragedy of it all. Snyder proposed, and that was the gag. In all honesty, he laughed at you. He's laughing at the fans who basically told WB, we don't want that version of Superman. We want that older version of Superman. We want the version of Superman that saves kids from trees. I mean, he has a diabolical villain in Lex Luthor. He's supposed to be an old business tycoon. Come on, just keep it cliched. Just keep it exactly how it is. Cliched. It's tired. It's been done over 50,000 times. We just want that. Just give us that. The simplisticness of it. The very simplisticness of it. Well, Marvel took massive liberties with their comics and it hit gangbusters. And none of it was close to the comics. None of it. But the thing is, it doesn't matter. Just, we're just having fun. Really? So, appropriate storytelling, appropriate lineage, and also character lineage. That doesn't matter. Just give us fun movies. That's the reason why Marvel succeed. And DC is in a predicament. But Joker proved the narrative. It proved our narrative. It proved the narrative for Aquaman. We made it fun, but it still kept it a little bit serious. It still had that feel of Snyder's stuff. Because James Wan is not a happy-go-lucky guy. I mean, he's not a he's not a happy-go-lucky director. He makes stuff pretty dark. That's his motif. He loves it. He's a horror guy. Patty Jenkins made a pretty dark Wonder Woman movie. And she stood with it. She said, hey, she was pretty happy with the movie. Now, people could say, oh, yeah, well, why did she do that for this movie? Because there's a new idea she wanted. This was in the 80s. You're not going to have very dark things in the 80s. 80s was very bright. It was very sunny. It was humanity at its absolute, basically, in her personal opinion. You had great new things. You had a whole new world, basically. It was a whole new world in the 80s. And I'm perfectly fine with that. That's like, okay, that makes sense. The trailer just didn't pull me. The trailer didn't pull me. It just felt like, in my personal opinion, it felt like a Saturday morning cartoon. Now, that's the first trailer of it. I have to see another trailer. I have to see a little bit more so I can feel there's a much darker story being presented to me. I just want a little bit of a darker story. I want it to be personal because that's how DC does their stories. They're personal. They're very personal because these are gods being people. Not people being gods. That's what Marvel is about. DC is, you have a superpowered alien god that's trying to be the regular daughtery, bumbling, fumbling business news reporter. You have this Dark Knight Spectre that's beating the crap out of criminals, and he just wants to be a regular playboy. You have this Amazonian goddess who basically fights monsters and gods and demons, and she just wants to be a regular model. That's it. You have the fastest man alive that can break the sound barrier, go into a mythical entity called the Speed Force. He can bend time to his will, and he just wants to be a regular CSI police person. That's it. That's it. You have another alien that can shape shift. He has telepathy, telekinetic. He has mind powers. He's as strong as Superman. He has all these gifts and powers, and he just wants to be a simple-minded police detective. You have a space cop that has the whole galaxy at his disposal. He has to protect the whole galaxy with a crackerjack ring that can make anything he can imagine, and it can do whatever he wants, but he just wants to be a normal Air Force pilot. That's DC. That's DC. You have these gods being people. Marvel is a different spectrum. You have Captain America being the ideal of the American principle, the American belief, the never say die attitude of America. You have a billionaire that wants to be this omnipotent techno god. You have a god that got put into the body of a doctor who has the powers of the god that got put into this mallet, and he can wield the power of lightning itself. You have this regular doctor who gets exposed to some green light and green radiation, and he turns himself into an unstoppable rage monster. So again, you have regular people being gods. That's Marvel. DC's different. DC's always been that way. And people don't understand that. The regular audience doesn't understand that. They just want a good story. And I understand that. They want a good story. But you also got to look at the fact that the people, they don't understand what they truly want. Not until it's gone. And when Henry Cavill walks away from this role, and I have a feeling that soon Jason Momoa is going to walk away from Aquaman. Gal Gadot is going to walk away from Wonder Woman. She's not talking about she wants to go further. You have Ezra Miller, who's now coming out with Flash. He might do 1 or 2 Flash movies, and he's gonna be like, I'm good. This could have been our universe, and you're gonna force them to say, no, we need a universe, we need a universe, we need a universe, and they're gonna be like, no, we don't want to do it. And that's mainly because all their experiences on Justice League. And imagine if we do get the Snyder Cut, they're still not gonna want to do it, because they know that the casual audience, they don't want it. They don't want what Snyder was building, and a lot of them wanted that. They're just playing the corporate line. Ezra Miller doesn't do happy-go-lucky movies. The guy is a pretty dark guy. He does dark movies. Gal Gadot is willing to do the movies as long as it gives her some credibility. Ben Affleck was perfectly fine with his version of Batman. The growth of his character. Henry Cavill was decently okay with it, but he didn't understand the full growth of the character yet. And also, he's right. No one cared. No one cared. And what he means by no one, it means that the general audience, they didn't care. And I disagree with him making non-niche movies. Non-niche movies, that's hard. That's very hard to make. And it won't appeal to everybody. It won't appeal to everybody. Marvel proved it. As much accolades as Endgame got, it got so much flack because now they're trying to basically cover up the fact of their misgivings and how to explain what the hell happened in Endgame. Well, you have regular people sitting there going, dude, it's simple. No, it's not. Not in the concept of anything that we've ever seen before. They basically took Back to the Future and the concept of alternate realities and merged it into what the F's. That made no sense. The Captain America made no sense. The whole thing with Thanos made no sense. If they were to do that, then again, there's a lot of things. DC's was very simple. It's very simple. If you go back in time and change something, it affects that universe. It doesn't create an alternate timeline. It doesn't do that. It doesn't do that. The only reason why Flashpoint is considered an alternate timeline, and here's the thing, people can say, then what the hell are you talking about? Okay, listen, DC fixed it. DC fixed it by saying that when they did Flashpoint, that was supposed to be that current timeline. But when he went back in time and tried to fix it, Pandora, who is the god, who is the essence of time, she said that no, this cannot happen this way. and she came in and changed everything. But we come to find out that Doctor Midnight. I'm sorry, Doctor Manhattan that came in and just changed everything. He changed Superman. That's why everything was all messed up in Doomsday Clock. I never would have said that. I never would have made it the foundation of Superman. I would have made it that because of what Barry did, it made Dr. Manhattan look at the situation and go, hey, what the hell's going on here? And he did something that actually was going to mess something up with Superman, and Dr. Manhattan didn't know what to do, and he said, okay, and he tried to fix it, and it made it worse. That's how he created the New 52. When Barry went back in time to fix what he did, it sent ripples. It sent ripples throughout all of time and space, and that's what actually made the Foundations different. He made the Foundations different. But Dr. Manhattan came in and saw the whole thing as Superman and said, nah, that's not how it's supposed to be. And he changed all of Superman's whole being. Because he was a consistent. He is hope. And that's how they were trying to build it. And I was okay with the fact that Superman was at the core of it, but I wish they added in Barry. That Barry actually screwed something up. He was going to screw something even worse. He was going to make it worse. He was going to make it worse. Superman never came to Earth. Or that's what was going to happen. That's what he did. He made it where Superman never came to Earth. But Dr. Manhattan came in and said, hey, wait a minute, he's supposed to be there. So he made him and popped him back in place. But it made another mess. That's how you could have done it. It would have been simplistic. Say, no, Barry went back in time to do something, and it was going to mess up the whole destruction of Krypton. So Superman never came to Earth. That's how you could have done Doomsday Clock. That's how you could have done the whole thing with Doomsday Clock. That Superman would have never came to Earth if it wasn't for freaking Dr. Manhattan. But Dr. Manhattan didn't know the full past of Superman, and he just went nope, and he made him get off the planet anyway. So again, there's a lot of things. Oh yeah, I just went on a tirade. I'm sorry, guys. I'm very, very sorry. But yes, this whole thing with Henry Cavill, we need to stand up for it. We need to stand up for it. We need to do something about this. I hope that this gets out. I hope that you guys pass this off to whoever the heck has a YouTube station. Like, hey, Darksied Elite, he talked about Henry Cavill leaving. We need to do another campaign. He brought up a good idea. Let's do another campaign just to make sure that Henry Cavill and Amy Adams stays, and let's keep the cast. And also let's make them understand. Bring out the Snyder cut. Let the world see what Snyder was going to end with. Let's see it before you jump the gun to talk about changing Superman. Because if people start to go, hey, oh wait a minute, actually I'm okay with that version, then you can go with that version. That would give Henry Cavill the okay to go, oh, okay. Now there was another big news. There was another news that Dwayne The Rock Johnson, because of Black Adam, he's talking about bringing Henry Cavill's Superman there. So we have to see how that unfolds. That could be Dwayne The Rock Johnson just hyping it up, trying to get people more excited about his movie, and it may not come to fruition. We don't know. But the only thing I'm saying is we need to cut now. This is where we need to cut. Because the regular audience and even people who didn't like Justice League, they need to see this. They need to see how Snyder was going to end this. And then we can move forward. Because that's the only way this is going to work. That's my idea. Okay, we need to cut now. We definitely need to cut. But because of this corona, we may not get it. Because I don't even think Zach wants to deal with it now. He wants to make sure his kids are safe and his family is safe. And that's his prerogative. I do not want this man to put, a movie before his family anymore. I think he deserves it. And we should back him on that. And I hope that WB thinks about this. Thinks about it long and hard. I think that they need to bring that cut out now. It is the only way to make sure that they know what the fans really want to see. And if it's a very minuscule it doesn't matter if it's us or the casual fans, but if we're making a bigger static that we want this version of Superman after that cut comes out, then that's it. Appease us. Appease the people that are going to be behind you, because eventually it's going to get better. Because again, it doesn't have to be Snyder that does Superman. I would love for Snyder to come in and do Man of Steel too. But if they get somebody else to come in here and they says, hey, you know what, I can actually move forward with this and I can do it just as good, then let the guy come in and do it. But if he turns it into a Richard Donner light version of Superman, he's gonna lose a lot of credibility. You're gonna lose a lot of credibility, and we're gonna be all in the middle of another stink, and nobody's gonna want to see Superman again. And you're gonna ruin Henry Cavill. You're gonna ruin him, and he's not gonna want to come back. And if he doesn't come back, I guarantee you that Gal, Jason, Ezra are not going to come back either. I don't even know if Ray Fisher wants to come back. I think he wants to, but I think he wants to do it under Snyder. And I think that's fair. And I think that Ezra Miller wants to do a couple of Flash movies, but I don't think he wants to settle on a trilogy. I think he wants to do a per case basis. So, like, comment, share, subscribe down below. Hit that bell, please. Ding. I will get as many videos as I possibly can out. If I'm going to be here, I will try to get a video out, but I'm trying to make sure I don't get cabin fever. I'm trying to make sure I have food in my stomach. I'm running low on essentials. But I won't get paid until Friday. So, if that happens, I will try to get another video out. But please check out my gaming channel. It's Darksied Elite Gaming. That's where I do a lot of videos and a lot of video gaming. If I see a lot of people viewing it and they're actually enjoying the content and talking about it, that'd be great. Right up there, I have the whole thing of Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. I did the whole thing. It's up there if you guys want to check it out. I will do another video game, probably Assassin's Creed Odyssey, or I might pick one of the games I have on my list. I gotta check it out. I'm really hoping in my heart of hearts that they're going to be doing some massive levels of sales just to combat the coronavirus. People are getting on their consoles, people are getting on their computers, and I'm hoping that they do a lot of gaming sales. That would really spike sales for gaming right now. That games are getting cheap, so people can be able to have something to do in their homes. I'm hoping that that a lot of digital services like Netflix is opening up their libraries. They're putting stuff on there that they never that they're able to get their hands on. I'm hoping that DC is opening up there, just doing a lot of stuff. I'm hoping that a lot of streaming services, even cable, if it's cable, they're getting content out. They're getting a lot of content out, like movies, old movies, HBO just opening up their libraries. I'm hoping that Disney Plus, if Disney Plus is doing it smart, open up their whole libraries. Get the families around the TV and they're having fun watching old Disney stuff. As much as I don't like Disney as a company and the stuff that they've been doing over the years, this is a smart play. People are in their homes right now. People are scared. People need to escape. Put on some content. Put on old Disney stuff. I guarantee you old Disney stuff will freaking get people sitting down. They will get them to sit down. They will keep their minds off of what's going on in the news, what's going on out there, and they're going to be able to sit back with their families and relax. And that's the one thing I hope that a lot of these companies figure out. For gaming, get the gaming stuff out there. Get it cheap. Get it. Don't sell a game for like $60 right now. Forget that. Drop it by 20, 30%, or hell, 40%. Do package games for like $10, stuff like that. Do anything to get people's minds off of what the hell's going on. Once their escapism is gone, they're gonna start getting cabin fever, and then people are gonna riot. Once they have their cabin fever is taken care of and they're able to be entertained, it makes the day go by faster. It makes the day go by a lot faster. All right. Now, like I said before, hit the bell, and I hope that you guys like the content. I hope you guys check out the gaming channel. I'm not seeing very much people up there. I'm still going to keep it up. I put a lot of work into it. I'm making the things about it. I'm going to start up some games. I got to get some new stuff up and running, and I'm waiting for the new DLCs to come out to get a part of it. But thank you for joining me. You guys have a great one, and keep fighting for that Snyder Cut. Bye.